Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and we have a monster collab tonight going on. We have Ville, we have Viper, we got Deeks from Deeks View of Next Wave Bears. We got it all for you guys tonight. And the topic of tonight is the Chicago Bears taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Woo.
All right.
Ready.
We are up. Sorry, guys. I'm good now. But guys, let's kick it off for everybody that's starting to tune in. Super pumped about it. Viper, you kick off with the first question. I know you got a few lined up. Ville's got a few lined up, and we're just going to talk. Make sure that you guys post in the chat. It's going to be a ton of fun tonight. We're going to be interacting with you guys. But Viper, let's kick things off.
All right. I'm glad I had to call. Like, this is my doing. I asked these gentlemen to come together to chat with me tonight about the Bears. So let's get into it. And the number one question that I got that's on my mind right now is, why in the hell does the national media believe that Jordan Love is better than Justin Fields? I'm confused. Like, what has he done? What has Jordan Love done besides sit on the bench and ride Aaron Rodgers' dust, yo? What has he done? Meanwhile, you got Justin Fields out here balling. He had that bumpy rookie season with Nagy, but we gonna forget that existed. And then we had last year, the man had probably the worst offensive line in the league, or one of them anyway, and the team, which is terrible. But Ryan Poles has upgraded practically every position or every level of the team in the offseason. So what in the world? Why do people think that Jordan Love is going to be better than Justin Fields? Like, that's my first question. What's up?
I'm going to kick that to Deke real quick. Let's kick that to Deke. Go crazy.
Explain to me, please.
It ain't nothing but the helmet that he's wearing. I mean, yeah, the Packers came in with 2 back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks. They got 3 total if you include Bart Starr. So obviously the Packers fans are going to say, look at our track record at the quarterback position. But this is the NFL, man. It don't matter about the past. It don't matter about who did what. It matters about who's going to do what. It's a what have you done for me lately league. And just Jordan Love hasn't really done anything lately. And that's not obviously, being a Bears fan, we're going to knock on the Packers door. But, like, that's not even me disrespecting Jordan Love. Like, taking my bias out, you can't sit here and say that a quarterback is going to be this or that when they haven't done this or that. And I'm right along with you. I mean, you actually have to do something in order to get the respect that you deserve. So, I mean, the last year, the Bears kicked off the season facing Trey Lance. It was his first start as the guy. This year, we're kicking it off against Jordan Love. It's his first start as the guy. So hopefully, same result.
Viper, let me go off that real quick. We're not the same thing because we were saying it before the show. But, like, what has Jordan Love done? Viper, you were saying it too. What has Jordan Love done to create such hype? Has he hit a couple basket shots? Sure, looks great. But the one start that he was in was an absolute joke of a game. It didn't count for anything, and he didn't even do that well in it. So, I know people come to Bears fans and go, well, you guys can't talk about camp in the preseason because that's what you guys get all hyped about. But Packers fans are losing their minds over Jordan Love. Like Deke was saying, it's all about the logo that's on his helmet and what's been going on. But that quarterback dynasty, those days are done. I am so excited for what the Chicago Bears, especially the secondary this upcoming game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Jordan Love's not going to be able to do anything against that secondary. Ville, I kind of stole your thunder. What were you thinking, man?
No, you go ahead. Go right ahead, man. It's your channel. I think they got overexcited about an incomplete pass in that slant with Watson taking it about 60, 70 yards. If you're okay with 8 to 12 yard passes getting completed against prevent defenses and a ball going out of bounds, going right ahead. Let Eddie Jackson eat that up. Let Brisker, now that he's healthy, eat that up. The newcomer Tyreek Stevenson, our DBs are going to eat them up. And as a matter of fact, I'm sure we're going to discuss this. Now they're going to be looking like us possibly on Sunday from last year. No name wide receivers because Watson and Dobbs is possibly out. So it is what it is. It's been 2 straight Hall of Famers. They think they're going to be blessed with another one. I don't think so. I think I don't think he's going to be horrible. He'll be about a game manager. I ain't seen nothing that made me think that he can take it over and be a superstar and create plays like an Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. I ain't seen none of that specialness with Jordan Love. He'll be an above average quarterback at best. He's had 4 years to sit down and learn. That's like being a bagger at Jewel and then coming out 4 years later and winning Employee of the Month. Like, big whoop. You've been doing it for 4 years. Like, he'll be average. I ain't really worried about it.
A lot of this, in my opinion, has to do with disrespect for Justin Fields. A lot of people seem to forget that Justin Fields was one of the top 2 quarterbacks coming out of college in 2021. Did you see what he did at Ohio State? They feel like just because he hasn't done similar things in the passing game on the NFL level that he can't do it. It's not that he can't do it. It's just that we've given him nothing to work with until this year. Like, he's throwing out there to Equanimous St. Brown and Dante Pettis, dudes that are working at Walmart out here. What, bro, are you serious? Now we got DJ Moore. We got Darnell Mooney back healthy. I mean, hopefully Claypool will see the field. I don't know what the hell going on with him, but now we got NFL receivers that this man will be able to target this week, and you go see why the NFL players themselves respect him. There was some hype. There was some controversy in the a couple of weeks ago on Twitter about why did the NFL players rank Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence? I'll tell you why. Because they're more scared of Justin Fields than they'll ever be of Trevor Lawrence. We literally had to set Justin Fields down in order to complete the tank job because he was so good by himself. They were scared he'll win games for him and mess up the tank job. So if we really gonna be serious here, I'm gonna need people to respect Justin Fields. That dude is a game breaker all by him damn self, and now he has weapons. Good luck, NFL. You're gonna need it.
I mean,
so
hey.
Viper, Viper, we got good news for you because Dante Pettis is no longer a part of the Chicago Bears.
He gone.
He's gone. Equanimous St. Brown, he's as low as you can go on the depth chart. So I don't think he'll be playing too much, even though I like his blocking. I like the big body receiver. I like the blocking ability. But yeah, man, I mean, 2 of the guys are gone, and the NFL, everyone's shaking in their boots because no one's ready for the Chicago Bears to be good. Because back in 2017, I don't know if you guys remember, but the Bears weren't very good. They were on the up. And then 2018 comes around, and everyone's suddenly like, okay, they might do something. They might win a couple games or 2. And I don't know if everyone remembers what happened, but we turned out pretty darn good. That I don't want to talk about the playoffs, but we're here to talk about the Bears versus Packers. So, D, kind of want to throw one question at you to kind of kick off this part of the conversation and this was asked in the comment section, is who are the Bears starting 5 on the offensive line that you'd be ideal? I mean, like, so right now it's Braxton Jones, Cody Whitehair, Lucas Patrick, Nate Davis, and then Darnell Wright. But, if without Jevin Jenkins, let's take that scenario out there. Is that the best line you're putting out there? Or are you throwing Carter out there and then putting Whitehair back at center? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so I've been Team Carter since as soon as the news broke out of Tevin Jenkins. But, I mean, Eberflus had his press conference today, and they were asking him all types of questions, trying to bait certain answers, and he just kept saying the same answer. And he's like, it's our best 5. It's our best 5. So, like, yeah, Ja'Tyre Carter looked good during preseason. I would have liked to see him get his shot. But at the end of the day, veteran, being a veteran matters, and we already do have a young guy in a Darnell Wright on the line. We already do have still a young guy in Braxton Jones. Nate Davis is brand new to the offense. He's brand new to the team. So, I mean, do you really want to risk having so many young guys on the offensive line? So that being said, I mean, you listed out the way the starters go now. As far as Cody Whitehair, I believe he has a hand injury. I don't think it's his snapping hand, but I don't know. I guess something happened in his hand injury, and he just hasn't been back at center since. So maybe Dan Feeney, I would have thought that he would have got a shot, but I think, again, he's just a new face, and you need continuity on the offensive line. You can't just throw Justin Fields out there with a bunch of new guys and expect everything to be sunshine and rainbows. So as far as the line goes right now, I'm okay with it. I think it's serviceable. Lucas Patrick, let's be real. He looked like a scrub last year at times, but he was at guard. He was brought in to be center. He wasn't able to be center because he broke his hand. And then when he came back, he ended up getting hurt again. So he was stuck at that guard spot where he just really wasn't that great. So I'm just hoping he can at least look close to that center that we saw in him when we brought him in. And hey, it's the NFL. The Packers are going to get pressure on Justin Fields. They might get a sack, but I think our line is more than enough capable to at least keep him clean long enough to make some plays.
Yep, absolutely. Couldn't agree more with that. And Ville, kind of going on that, going off of Deke's talk in regards to, getting pressure. How are you feeling about the Packers front defensive line? Are you scared of them? Like, is there any guys that stand out to you that the Bears should be worried about? Obviously, going out and scared.
Nobody's scared.
Okay, so Deke's not scared, but Ville, how are you feeling about it so far?
I ain't really scared of anything on their line. I watched their top draft pick, Van Ness. He looked like he was tired and worn out already. Like he was a 33-year-old vet in the preseason. I ain't worried about him. Our tackles will handle him. They do have a nice line, I will say, but we played them last year with trash. And it's not like Justin Fields. I mean, he did his thing without the best wide receivers, like you all said. He was throwing to ESB. He was throwing to Pettis. He was throwing to Harry. And Harry been cut twice this offseason, I think, and then put back on the practice squad. So I'm not really scared of them, especially with their improvements with adding Davis to the line, adding another year of Braxton Jones, and then you got Lucas Patrick. I think he's going to be solid, like Deke said. He's been in the system with Getsy, so he knows what he's doing. He won't blow assignments. He won't be running around like doing a robot like Mustafa last year doing against New England. So I think we'll be fine. And then obviously we got the big dog, the one that I love to root for, and Darnell Wright. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do another season of not allowing sacks. Let's knock on wood, get through this season, do the best he can. Offensive line rookie of the year. I feel that coming. We got some beasts on the line. We got some dogs that'll put them in the mud. And just like Swift says, pancakes are coming.
I love that I love that he's run with that. I hope Swifty's watching right now. I don't know if he wasn't able to make it tonight, but I love that he's been running with that, man. It's
absolutely
so good. So speaking of running, Viper, Bears had one of the best running back rooms last year. Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert's the only returning guy right now, but you got a guy, Rashawn Johnson, who just switched over to number 23. And then you got Deontay Foreman, who was my fantasy running back last year because he was absolutely ripping it up in Carolina in the second half. How are you feeling about the running back room? Is the offense going to go through the running back room? Are they going to go through passing against Green Bay? What are you kind of feeling at the moment?
So the running room is going to be interesting, right? Because obviously, even with a Khalil Herbert, with a Rashawn Johnson back there, the most dangerous runner on the team is and will always be Justin Fields. And defenses have to account for that. So the offensive line is going to have to get some push initially because I think teams in the beginning, they're going to try to close down on the box to prevent some of the runs. But if we can get some good line blocking and Justin can open up a little bit in the passing game, then that opens up the running lane for Khalil Herbert or Rashawn Johnson. Rashawn Johnson is going to extend the depth chart pretty quickly, I believe, this year, just because I feel like he has a better skill set to suit the team than Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert is not a very good blocking running back, and he can't catch him, seemingly. So you need to be able to block. You need to be able to catch in his offense, and I think that's why Rashawn Johnson is going to extend the depth chart because he has those qualities. But everything centered around Justin Fields and what he does running the football, because here's the other thing, right? We were very excited because Justin Fields ran for over 1,000 yards last year. But a lot of that was him running for his life and him not having any other options on the field. Let me know how you all feel about this. And y'all, let me know in the chat how y'all feel. I repeat, I do not want our boy running for 1,000 yards this year, because if he has to run for 1,000 yards this year, the help around him is not doing what it's supposed to be doing if he has to run that much. So 500-600 yards, I'm good with. But 1,000, I don't want that. Let me know what y'all think.
Yeah, I want him to keep his. I absolutely agree. I want him to keep his jersey clean as possible. Yes. Some design runs here and there because he's dynamic, and we want to see that part of the game as well. But we got some dogs in the RB room with Foreman being the most experienced. Herbert, he can take it outside and take it to the house. Rashawn is a good 3-down back, and I agree with you, Viper, that I believe he will take over eventually, even though they got him third on the depth chart right now.
Yep.
I think that's fool's gold, and maybe by week 4 or 5, you see more of an even even situation in the backfield, but then he eventually takes over more of a 60-40 by the end of the year. So you don't have to run as much with Justin Fields. He shouldn't have to scramble as much with a better protection. So I could see maybe 600-700 yards and a few TDs, 4 or 5 TDs, maybe around the goal line on some options. But I agree. I don't want to see him running. I don't want him to risk getting hurt.
I'm not going to be mad, though, if his first play is a run play up the middle like he did last year and just took it to the house. I'm not going to be upset about it. Just putting that out there. But I agree. I want to go on Roschon Johnson. I think that he's going to be a future part of this offense for sure. I mean, he's shown those flashes that we need him to do. And like you were saying, Khalil Herbert can't block or catch. Johnson can do both. He's just got to get up to NFL speed. So I'm excited about that. But another guy I'm excited about that I want to hear what you guys are thinking about is Robert Tonyan in this offense. Former Green Bay Packer. He's playing, Chicago kid from McHenry. I think that he's kind of and Mercedes Lewis. 2 pieces from Green Bay, along with Equanimeous St. Brown, coming to Chicago and knowing Luke Getsy's offense. Like when they came, they were like, oh, done this before, been there, done that. Robert Tonyan had 12 touchdown catches in 2020 in Getsy's offense. I think it was 11 or 12, some crazy number. But I want to hear what you guys are feeling about the tight end room because Cole Kmet, that's a lock. 4-year, $50 million. He better be balling out. But I'm excited about Robert Tonyan. D, kind of want to hear what you're feeling about the tight end room right now.
Yeah, I think without having a Travis Kelce or a George Kittle or a Mark Andrews, one of the most elite of elite tight ends, I think the Bears have the perfect tight end room when you start all the way down to the bottom with Mercedes Lewis. He is a pass blocking, a run blocking specialist. So when you take Robert Tonyan, who is more of a receiving tight end, he's more of a liability in the blocking game. So now you have 2 tight ends, one who is really, 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 really good at blocking and one who is really, 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 really good at receiving. And then you have a Cole Kmet who is the best of both worlds, who can block and he can catch. So just looking at the 3 tight ends that we have, I mean, there's no limit on what you can do with the tight end sets. And when you go back to Ohio State, Justin Fields was throwing to his tight ends. When you go to his rookie year, he was throwing to Jesse James and Jesper Horsted. Like Justin Fields likes his tight ends, and especially in this offense, it's going to get some tight ends open. Just kind of the way that the designs are and the schemes. I mean, Cole Kmet had 7 touchdowns last year. He was 4th in the NFL among all tight ends, and that was in a horrible offense. And it's funny because a lot of haters, whenever we bring up Cole Kmet stats, and they're like, oh, I thought Justin Fields didn't have any help. And it's like, okay, that doesn't mean
one guy.
Everybody was trash. Just because he didn't have a lot of wide receivers doesn't automatically make Cole Kmet trash. Like Cole Kmet is a good tight end. So I like our tight end room. And fantasy football drafts are already over. There's a game tomorrow. So you probably already drafted by now. But I was avid in saying stay away from Bears players for the simple fact, besides DJ Moore, because there's so many weapons, you can't even guarantee any of them are going to get the ball every single week. Like there's so many weapons between DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Darnell Mooney, Robert Tonyan, Cole Kmet, the running backs, a Tyler Scott, a Velus Jones will get some packages. Like who knows who's going to really ascend in this offense?
I agree.
Viper, I saw you were about to say something. What were you thinking, man? You're ready to go.
No, it's interesting how Deke said that he doesn't know who's going to ascend. I know who I would love to ascend, but I haven't seen enough. And that's Velus Jones Jr., man. We've been talking about this dude for 2 years now. And you know what they say in the NFL, the best ability is availability, and he has not been available. So is he going to be healthy? I mean, obviously he's healthy because he was not on the injury report. But is he going to be able to make a positive contribution this year? Like when he got a chance last year at the end of the season, he did a few things. He got some kick returns in there. When he held onto the ball, he got some punt returns in there. He can catch the ball out of as a receiver, but can he do enough? I feel like I need Velus Jones to take that step this year as an all-around football player, and that will largely depend on him staying healthy enough to be on the field. But I'm looking at you, Velus, man. I'm looking at you, bro, because I was excited when we drafted you. You got the speed, but you ain't been doing that, man. So, Velus, I'm looking at you, baby.
I think I've been one of the biggest advocates for Velus Jones Jr., especially with my, what's with all the hype video that I reposted. I seen you, Viper, when you liked it after after Pettis got cut, and I shared the tweet and said it's Velus season. So this is my thing with Velus. Obviously, we know all the issues with the hands and drop passes and muff punts and things like that. Right now, he's in the perfect position where he doesn't have to be depended on. The pressure isn't necessarily on him. We've seen him take end around 40 yards to the house against the Vikings. We've seen him with 55, 60, 45, 42, 41 yard kickoff returns. When he's got space and he doesn't have to rush himself and he can plan things out and be a little patient, he's deadly with the ball. Then you seen against, Buffalo Bills, the crosser route. So when he's in his element and he's comfortable, I believe he'll be able to do things along with Scott. They're Tyler Scott. They're fourth, fifth wide receivers. Maybe Velus is sixth behind, ESB. But, those back end wide receivers, they don't have to be pressured to put out there. We can put him out there for go routes and in different packages. We can put Tyler Scott out there on go routes and crossers and different things where they don't have to be dependent on to do the whole route tree. And I think that's the best place to put him. Plus, he's a third round pick. I made a tweet last week, I believe, of all the third round to fourth round receivers. And I believe David Bell was the only one that had like 24 receptions, and everybody else from that round had like 3 receptions, 20 yards or something like that. But Velus had 5 40-plus yard plays, whether it was kickoff return, punt return, or running the ball from out the backfield. Had the TD against the Vikings from about 8 yards out on another end around. So he had more impact than 90% of wide receivers drafted after the second round, and everybody's on him, cut him. Well, what about the rest of them mods? What about the rest of the wide receivers? I'm sorry, Chicago just came out of me. What about the rest of the mods? But, what about the rest of them cats that's still on and they still getting opportunities? Now that he's moved to the back of the bus, technically, we don't really have to worry about him. He was third in the league at 27.6 yards a kickoff return. That's where we need him at. We need him. And I believe his name is Trent Taylor that was just picked up. We need them for field position. Flip this field position so Justin Fields doesn't have that pressure of having his back in the back of the end zone. If we can get that out of them and get to, the 40-yard line or even cross to 50, a couple of times out the game and only have short field to work with, Velus is every bit worth of keeping and constantly throwing them packages out there.
My man came with the numbers. I like it.
Sorry. I did. It's crazy because I didn't even see that tweet that you made. I wish I did. I would have jumped in the convo, but I just made some tweets about Velus yesterday, kind of the same realm as far as like third round picks. I was reading off the Chiefs third round picks and the 49ers third round picks, and I could name 2 out of the 10. Like I didn't even know who any of those dudes were. I looked at all the third round picks in Bears history. The 4 out of the last 8 were traded away. So
I seen that one. I did see that one.
Everybody's so obsessed with this draft culture and these mock drafts that they think that the third round is some gold mine for talent, when it's like once you get past the first round, yes, the second round is a nice round to get talent, but third round and beyond, it's a lottery ticket. I mean, like logistically, you're talking about a 10, 15, 20% hit rate from the third round. So with all that being said, jumping back on topic, like I agree with everything you said as far as Velus Jones goes. And like, I obviously we all know you got to have the ball in your hands. We know he lost multiple games with muffed punts. We know he muffed another punt in preseason. That's not good. I'm not, backing him on that. But at the end of the day, this coaching staff drafted him a year ago. He hasn't even started his second season. And like you said, like he's not so important for the team that it's like you're going to pull your hair out because he's not performing. Put him at kickoffs. Let him do what he does best. He's second in the entire NFL in kick returns over 40 yards, and he was 6th in the NFL in kick returns over 20 yards. He's a good kick returner, straight like that. So he's going to return kicks, and the team still I'm not going to say they still believe in him, but they're not going to give up on him. So they are going to give him some opportunity to return punts this year, just to hopefully, because in an ideal world, he cleans that issue up and he is our long-term returner on both. Trent Taylor is just a stopgap. Trent Taylor isn't Devin Hester. He's not going to crib touchdown. He's not a threat to score. He's just very reliable, and he's going to get you a consistent 10, 15 yards. And that's all we need right now. But like Velus, the team is going to give him opportunities, and this roster spot, like it's his to lose. And I love Tyler Scott. He's in the same boat as Velus Jones. He dropped like 5 or 6 passes throughout camp. He muffed 2 punts throughout camp. And in his kick return against the Bills, it was a really good kick return, but he let the kicker tackle him when he could have took it to the outside. So it's like, these are young guys developing, like, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
No, I'm thinking I wanted to throw this comment up on the screen real quick for you, Deke, to see, but like this would shut everyone up if first play of the 2023 season, Jones takes it to the house. Like I put out a tweet earlier saying like Eddie Jackson's gonna pick off Jordan Love's first pass and take it to the house. That would make Chicago get on the Richter scale, but I think Soldier Field would explode if this happened. So I see where. So.
I'm sorry. I see where Urban Menace is going. He's going a la Devin Hester in the Super Bowl for this week 1. So then our guy DWC, the Windy City, can make a hype video merging both of them together with Velus going into the end zone and Hester going into the end zone fire. Oh, I can see it. Talk about it. Talk your stuff, Urban.
Oh, he even agrees. Yes, sir. I mean, I'm
hyped.
I want to go back to Deke's comment real quick. I think that, Poles has a lot of faith in Jones by picking up Trent Taylor because he doesn't want to put Jones in a bad position anymore. That's not what he was for. Deke, you were saying it yourself. He was never a punt returner in college. So you can't just magically become one in the NFL, the number 1 stage to go to. So you go out and get the 2 best of what you had at each position. And that was Poles kind of saying, I got you. I see your potential. I got you. You're good at this. You're not good at this. That's fine, though, because now I'm going to go out. I have the opportunity to get one of the best that do it. You're one of the best that does kick returns. Taylor's one of the best that does punt returns, and call it a day. Let's just get extra crazy. If they both return one to the house, here we go. If they both return one to the house against Green Bay, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. It would just be, like you said, Windy City Productions, our guy over there would just have a field day with highlights. But
I would sit like this.
Poles is cooking and we're eating. That's what he did. But
speaking of Poles, we got to shout out Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles has done the job. Okay, a lot of people. I won't say a lot, but there are a few people out there that kind of disagree with what he's done with the roster moves, the draft picks, and different things like that. But he's done everything that he said he was going to do since the first day he got hired. And what he's done this year is really added quality depth on this team. I mean, you just talked about it. Velus Jones wasn't doing a job at punt returner. We go out and get Trent Taylor. We got a whole ass running back room now, like 4 or 5 backs deep, who are all pretty much quality. The wide receiver room gotten a lot better. We now have we got DJ Moore, we got Mooney, Claypool, Velus, Tyler
Scott, Trent. We got 7 wide receivers.
Right, 7 wide receivers. And then we got we made improvements on the offensive line. Went out and got Darnell Wright, brought in Nate Davis, and then obviously all the draft picks and additions on the defensive line. So Ryan Poles has added some quality depth to the team. Now it's time for them to go out there and execute. But Ryan Poles has done his job. Does that mean we will win it all this year? Maybe not. But at very minimum, he has really turned his team around pretty quickly. Like, it's only a second year on the job, and now the Bears have quality depth. So now we'll see what Matt Eberflus and crew does with it this year, but they have depth.
Yeah, so looking at the roster, I mean, like you said, the reason why I love Ryan Poles is you mentioned it. You hit the nail on the head. Like, he did everything he said he was going to do. In his very opening press conference, he said, I'm going to build this team
through the draft.
And he has drafted 21 players and now has rostered Jalen Jones, Jack Sanborn, Tyson Bagent, and then I think Quindell Johnson. So we got like 4 or 5 UDFAs on top of the 21 draft picks that he had. And that's
Josh Blackwell. Don't forget
Josh
Blackwell.
Blackwell as well. Like, that's only 2 draft. I mean, Ja'Tyre Carter is your backup guard. He was a 7th round pick. Your starting left tackle was a 5th round pick. Like, we're talking about 2 draft classes and only 1 first round pick. He only had 1 first round pick, and that was Darnell Wright. So now we roll into next season. He goes from 0 firsts to 1 first to 2 firsts. And Lord knows he likes to trade down. So, like, the future, I could talk an entire episode on how this team will look after next offseason. But sticking to the theme of like this year, like you said, it's up to the coaches to handle what Ryan Poles gave him. And not only is it the amount of players that he got through the draft, but it's the fact that they identified the talent to fit the identity that the team wanted to build. They got high character guys. They got guys who are leaders. They got guys who are passionate, guys who are athletic freaks who can, handle the schemes that they want to run. So, I mean, I'm right with you, Viper. You can be mad at certain moves. Like, for me personally, Chase Claypool during the trade, like, I understood why he, felt the need to get Justin Fields help. But, like, I wasn't a big fan when he was in Pittsburgh, but I'm not going to be mad at the trade because the general manager identified talent that he wanted and he got it. So it's like, you don't have to agree with every single move, but it's the process. It's the overall process from building the team that, I mean, it's just proven success. It's proven to be successful when you build a team like this. Now, is it guaranteed to be successful? No, but there is a track record of the way the team is being built that can tell you, like, the Bears will be successful one day.
Also, let's not go ahead.
I'll talk about it. No, go ahead. I was going to switch back over to Bears Packers because we're getting a ton of people entering the room, but I want to finish this topic first because I do want to get back to Bears Packers. We got a lot to talk about with the folks tonight, but Viper, what were you going to say? Sorry about that.
I was going to say, and let's not gloss over the fact that Ryan Poles has gone out of his way to get players that grew up in and around Chicago. I mean, so at first, cool. I was thinking when I first heard it, I'm like, does it really matter? But then I thought about it more, like, it matters because these are players who grew up watching the Bears and they know how important things like the Bears-Packers rivalry is, and now they're wearing the Bears uniform. So getting homegrown talent that grew up in Chicago who are proud to wear that uniform and want to put their best foot forward, gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, playing for this, not playing for their name on the back, playing for the city.
Facts.
That's right. And Robert Tonyan had a chance to do it. He went to. He started in Green Bay. Now he's back in Chicago. And I think that's cool too. I mean, like, you got TJ Edwards, you got Cole Kmet, you got a bunch of Chicago guys that are on this team. And he brought in Barrington Wade for a second, Niles North guy in Skokie, which, he was just testing him out because you play a little different for the team that you grew up cheering for. At least I would assume so. But let's go back to Bears Packers, guys, because, throw your comments in the comment section, guys, about what you want to see out of Bears Packers or questions you have for us. But let's go to the Bears defensive line versus the Packers offense. That's the big question mark. That's what's going to depend on this season if the Bears can stop the run and get pressure on the quarterback because they were in dead last in both categories last year. So, Ville, I'm going to start the conversation off with you. Going into this game, how effective is that defensive line going to be? Are they going to exceed expectations? Are they going to be like middle of the pack, like they're developing? What are you kind of feeling out of the gate for them against Green Bay?
I kind of feel like there's going to be some ease and in going into the game week one. If you remember the week one last year, obviously we had way less talent. It took a while for us, even in the mud and rain, it took us a while to kind of get to Trey Lance and start rattling them. I think after a couple of series, I think the dogs are really going to come out barking, especially Walker, and then Yannick on the other side coming off the edge. I think they're going to get into their zone, get warmed up because they haven't really had any real game action. And I think by the second quarter, you're going to start seeing that line really collapse, the O-line itself. Our interior should be vastly improved as well with Andrew Billings coming in, solidifying that interior and kind of being an anchor and not being driven off the ball as much as our previous guys. Like, I believe we started 17 games worth of Watt last year. That was the guy we picked up from the Vikings, who, you know, we all thought could be something in a depth rotation, but we didn't expect him to be starting 17 games next to Jones. But with Jones and Billings, I think they'll be able to kind of hold their own, and then our linebackers will be able to flow and kind of keep especially the interior runs. They should be able to, you know, warm up and get the interior taken care of. Outside, I'm not too much worried. You know, Cal Gordon is our nickel. We've seen him come up and stop the run. We've seen Brisker come up to the line and stop the run, even from all the way back in his normal position. You know, he's got a nose to get to the ball. So I'm not necessarily worried about their line. They do have a pretty decent line, but we've seen it over and over again. By now, we should be able to collapse it with our new rangy linebackers and some of the dogs we got up front. So I'm looking forward to that battle. I believe we'll be able to kind of wear them down by second, third quarter.
I like that answer. Deke, what are you feeling?
Yeah, Unique Ngakoue going to get Jordan. Unique going to get him one. I'm telling you, he's going to get at least one. DeMarcus Walker, he's been injured. He's been banged up in camp, but that boy is fired up. He's ready. He's, if you guys remember, a couple years back when we had Cordell Patterson, and after every game, he'd be like, the Bears, and he was like a Bears fan. Like that, DeMarcus Walker is that now. Like, he is that guy on the Bears team who, like, he's not even from Chicago. I don't think he's a Bears fan or anything. He's just one of those types of players that he's going to ride or die for his squad. So one thing I can say about this defense is they're going to be amped up. I can't guarantee how they're going to perform, but they're going to be amped up. They're going to be chirpy. They're going to be loud. They're going to let you know it when they hit you. Interior, I mean, I guess if I were to say I was concerned about anything, it would be the run game. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, that's a good 1-2 punch. Regardless, like, there's no other way around it. So I think the key is just limiting. We got a little static from Ville.
Yeah, Ville, I think you got to move your mic up, Ville.
All right.
Or go on mute for a second.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
But like I was saying,
yeah, I hear you, Deke.
Like I was saying, the Packers do have a good run game, and it's yet to be seen if the Bears can handle, you know, a premier run attack. But I'll tell you one thing: I enjoy Andrew Billings. I think he's going to be a guy who's going to stuff some runs. And a lot of people like to say Unique Ngakoue doesn't defend the run. Cut on the tape from preseason. He was defending the run. Like that, the Bears DC, Alan Williams said he's not worried about it. He said he thinks he can defend it a little bit better than other people like to say. And people like to exaggerate in the NFL. They like to say, Viper, what's going on, man? You look a little shocked.
Yeah.
No, you said the Packers have a good run game. It's one thing to have a good run game when Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. It's another thing entirely to have a good run game when you get fresh off the breath smell like Jordan Love as your quarterback. It's going to be a vastly different environment for the Packers in their run game. We'll see how good it really is on Sunday when they got them Bears coming after them, though.
I feel you. No doubt. Like, again, like I'm coming out with a video, and like I did a tweet the other day, and like the biggest thing is stop the run game. And you just mentioned it. They don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. I don't fear Jordan Love. I think Ville said, I mean, he's at best he can be a game manager. Like, I'm not sitting here saying Jordan Love is a bust or he's going to be trash. Like, he's going to be a decent NFL quarterback. I think he at least has a somewhat talented arm, but he's not putting no fear in nobody's heart. So, like, yeah, out of the two, I think the Packers are going to rely on the run game heavily. So if you kind of bottleneck their run game more, you're forcing Jordan Love to throw the ball. And when you're forcing him to throw the ball, Eddie Jackson is back there lurking.
Listen, man, our defense has been clowning all season long at training camp. They've been celebrating every damn positive play they made. A lot of the guys, some of the guys, Kyler Gordon's been banged up, with Jaquan Bricker been banged up, Eddie Jackson was banged up at the end of the last season. These guys are all coming back fresh and uninjured and ready to go after somebody. And guess who they get to go after first? Jordan Love and the Packers. Oh my, it's going to be ugly on the Lake Fair on Sunday. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I expect the Bears to blow the Packers out just because I feel like we have the vastly better team with the vastly superior quarterback. The other thing is that, again, like I said, the Packers had a good run game. They had a good run game because Aaron Rodgers was their quarterback, and you have to respect what Aaron Rodgers can do with his arm. You don't know what Jordan Love got going on with his arm. Ain't nobody like D said, ain't nobody fearing Jordan Love. The Bears should get after that dude early and often. And when you got Yannick on the side, one side, and DeMarcus on the other side, they're gonna go hunting. They're gonna go feasting on that boy. And we gonna see what he's really about pretty quickly. And I don't like his chances, but that's just me. But between our line and Jordan Love's inexperience and our awesome secondary between Kyler Gordon looking like Spider-Man back there and Jaquan Brisker ready to disrespect somebody, it's going to be nasty on Sunday for the Packers. I do not like their chances at all.
Watch the Packers go out and pick up P.J. Walker because P.J. Walker played better than Jordan Love at that point. Oh, I'm just putting that out there. They need somebody. Well, they can pick him. I think they can pick him up from the practice squad, can't they? Because
you're right.
So, I mean, hey, like, call like, hey, PJ, what are you doing? Our quarterback, isn't doing so hot. You look better than him in Chicago, and that's not saying much.
They can have PJ and his career high 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
I mean, it worked out with him and DJ Moore on 2 plays last year, and those were 2 of his 3 touchdowns. I was so happy, just going off that real quick, when I saw that you never wish that on a guy, like he lost his job, but he did also get a payout of
he got his money.
Yeah, he got his money. He got $2.5 million, and he's done. He can go back and ball out in the XFL. But going back to the whole conversation about the defensive line, I am most excited about Gervon Dexter Sr. I think that dude is going to be special for this Bears team for a super long time. And I don't know if you guys remember seeing it, but in the Madden, preview before they dropped it, it was him taking down Aaron Jones in the backfield. It was Gervon Dexter taking him down, and I was like, it's a sign. It's going to happen. If that's the first play of the defensive series is him blowing up through the defensive line, or his first play on defense, I'd be just fine with that too. Like you guys were all saying, we're vastly better than the Green Bay Packers, and I just think that everyone's in denial of it. Ron said it best. We're going to see, what the Packers really are without Aaron Rodgers, and that's pretty much what it's going to be. We're going to see how much he really carried the franchise. So, going to a couple more subjects before we got some time here for you guys. Keep throwing your comments in the comment section, guys. We appreciate interacting with you, but. The linebacker core of the Chicago Bears is back. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, and Jack Sanborn are the guys. And, Deke, I'm going to throw this one over to you to kind of kick things off. But Tremaine Edmonds, 6'5", 225 plus, or 240 plus. Big dude up the middle, kind of reminds people of Urlacher a little bit just from a build stature. How excited are you? What impact is he going to have on this Green Bay game?
Yeah, so first and foremost, if anybody is watching right now, go ahead and drop one player that you are excited about this week. Everybody drop your one player that you're excited about. Got a little something going on, but
here, Bill, I'm going to mute you.
I don't need him. Yeah, we got to mute him.
Tremaine Edmonds is something. He's a specimen. That's the best way to describe it. He was built in a lab. There's no reason you should be that tall, that long, that strong, that like Jordan Love. We already mentioned earlier how you don't fear a guy like Jordan Love, but one thing about Tremaine Edmonds is he covers so much space, right? So when you're in the Tampa 2 and you have your zones, when you have long arms like that, that's just that much more ground that you can cover. That's the soft spot between Tremaine Edmonds and Eddie Jackson or Jaquan Brisker back there. That's, an extra couple inches that Tremaine Edmonds can block with his hands up, or to the side. That's extra inches that Tremaine Edmonds can be a help with Kyler Gordon in the slot, or TJ Edwards on the other side. So that's the thing with Tremaine Edmonds, is that like he can be so many places, and he's fast too. It's not like he's just long and big, like he's fast as well. So I'm excited to see how he plays. I think there is a little bit of rust that you got to kick off. He looked a little rusty in the preseason game. Wasn't sure. I mean, he played 6 snaps. It wasn't too much of a big deal. I mean, he got his ankles took. I'm not gonna lie, but who doesn't get their ankles took? Tom Brady crossed up, took Brian Urlacher's ankles on a 10-yard run. So everybody gets their ankles took. It's no big deal. I'm excited to see this linebacker core, especially TJ Edwards, he's a sneaky assassin. He's a guy who, you look at the Eagles team, nobody knew TJ Edwards from the Eagles Super Bowl run last year. Nobody was talking about him. They were talking about the front. They were talking about the D-line. They were talking about the young guys. They were talking about the offense. But TJ Edwards, people in the Eagles organization were saying that he was one of the most important pieces to the Eagles Super Bowl run because he's intelligent. He's not super, super fast, but he is quick enough. You know, he's not a slow linebacker like Nick Kwiatkowski that the Bears had a few years ago. Like he got some athleticism to him. So them two together, and then Jack Sanborn. Jack Sanborn is like, he's got to be the one dude that I've ever seen in my life that plays way faster than he actually is somehow. Like put him on the 40, like let him run the 40, and he's not going to be one of the fastest linebackers. Like just athletically, he's not up there. But on the field, he looks like one of the most athletic. He's everywhere. I mean, he's in the backfield getting tackles. He's back in coverage. He had an interception called back against the Lions that shouldn't have been called back. Like when you look at those three linebackers in unison, and then you have a young guy in Noah Sewell who not only is securing the depth, but he's learning from all of these guys. I mean, you're looking at another great linebacker core that the Bears are going to have for years to come. And you know, it's just a system to replenish talent in the linebacker core.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I think it was just some issues. My wife also works from home, so had some Wi-Fi issues. But I did want to piggyback off that, off of Deeks talking about the linebacker core. A lot of what people doubt about the Bears is the fact that they think our defense isn't good based off of the preseason games, the way the Bills marched down the field that first drive. But who was healthy enough? I know we've touched on it, but I need people to really take a mental picture. Who was healthy enough? Edmonds was his first real game action back. He had missed a ton of practice time. There was no Yannick. There was no DeMarcus Walker. They were leaning heavily on the rookie DTs, you know, so you don't have all of them together with TJ Edwards, with Sanborn, with Edmonds, Brisker in the back. Like, that's the picture that people need to think about. The plethora of talent that was added this offseason just to the starting lineup of our defense all around. Like, this isn't last year's defense, and this isn't 10 years ago or even last year's Rodgers, who could bust a play open and that back breaks the defense back, and that's it. This is kind of starting to settle into the mid-2000s Bears defense. Maybe not that great, but eventually, after, like me and Deeks was talking about a little earlier on another person's post, after a few more drafts of defensive linemen, we'll be back there. Like, we have the linebacking core. Obviously, we have the DBs for it. We just need to let week one come, let Sunday come, and watch a fully healthy defense ball out. Stop being nervous. Stop being scared. Aaron Rodgers and Randall Cobb are long gone.
Yeah, like the Bears had 29 interceptions and were the number one ranked defense in the NFL in 2018, and Aaron Rodgers still shredded that defense apart. That's what a Hall of Fame quarterback does. That is what arguably a top 3, 4, 5 quarterback in NFL history does. The Packers are in for a rude awakening if they think it's just going to be a walk in the park the way it has been with Aaron Rodgers.
Talk to him, Deeks. Talk to him.
The other thing is that I think some reporters were talking to DeMarcus Walker about this Bears-Packer rivalry. I think they must have asked him something along the lines of, was he nervous and something like that. You know what that man said? That man said, listen, I've beaten the Packers before. This is another game to me. So you got a bunch of people that are coming to this team that aren't going to be fazed by the rivalry, and they've beaten the Packers, so it's just going to be another day of the office for them. So good luck. Tell you, it's going to be brutal out there on Sunday for the Packers.
Yeah, and real quick, Tremaine Edmonds is coming from the Bills, where they were perennial contenders. They might not have made it to the Super Bowl, but he's coming from an organization that was a contending team every single year, and he's a leader on this Bears defense, and he's coming to the press like, yo, like we're here to win. We're not here to develop in overtime and, you know, slowly. No, we're here to win now.
And, you know, speaking of winning, I did this earlier. I was doing a show with, you know, the Irish Bear Show. If everyone knows who that is, make sure you go give them a. So that's dropping tomorrow. Hope you guys are excited for that. But we were talking about the Bears and Packers all-time record. So the Bears owned it all the way up to the mid-2000s. The Bears and Packers over the last 50 games, I want everyone at Viper, you lead off, but guess the record between the Bears and Packers over the last 50 games. Take a wild guess.
Wow. Over the last 50 games, I'm probably going to go. The Packers have probably won about 44 of them, probably.
Okay. Little high.
Yeah, that's
thank good
high.
they good, but you're not off, which is crazy. So, Bill, what are you thinking?
50. I'm gonna go 34.
Okay. Closer. Deke, what are you feeling?
Yeah, it's somewhere in that range. I mean, I don't want to talk about it, man. They beat us way more times than not.
Yeah.
They're up 10 on us. I know that. They're up 10.
No, so the Packers have won 37 of the last 50 games against the Chicago Bears.
Don't make
the
no damn
Packers
sense.
are 105-94. The all-time record is 105-96 in 6 ties. So, you know, the Bears owned it for the longest time, and it's time to flip the script.
Yes.
And, you know, that's kind of where I'm chilling right now. Like, this is the game. That's why everyone is so hyped about it. That's why everyone in Chicago, you can feel it in the air. You know, when I'm walking downtown for work, people are wearing Bears gear again. People are excited about this franchise, and it's time to finally flip the script and start winning again. I like what Lovie Smith said back when he first became head coach, is that, you know, first things first on the thing, beating Green Bay. We didn't do it last year, but we got close. There's no deny about it. The Bears absolutely made a run for the Packers money, and that's when the Bears were a 3-14 team. And now Packers fans are suddenly starting to get real quiet that we almost beat them at 3-14. And now with all the improvements, arguably, in my opinion, I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Arguably one of the best off seasons in Bears history. The team is just better in every category. And no one can tell me the Packers got better. I'm pumped for Sunday, man. Sunday cannot come soon enough.
Tell me about it. I'm going to go back to what I said earlier on this live stream. There's this narrative and across the national media and even some of the local media that Justin Fields cannot throw the football, which cracked me the hell up because he only threw for 6 touchdowns in the college football playoff game against Clemson. I mean, one of the best teams in the country. The dude threw 6 touchdowns, and I think he was hurt that game. He had like broken ribs or something.
Broken rib.
The man is a beast. For the longest time in his NFL career, he has had nothing to throw to, nothing to work with. The line was trash. His receivers were trash. He had nothing to work with. And even still, with nothing to work with, ran for over 1,000 yards last year. Think about that. He had nothing to work with. Every team that game planned against the Bears last year knew that Justin Fields was the target, and they still couldn't stop him. So now we fast forward to this year where he has DJ Moore, a healthy Darnell Mooney, a healthy Chase Claypool, and everything else that's around him with the offensive line that's been upgraded. And now he has help. He has Roshan Johnson, Khalil Herbert. He has actual help around him, and he's gotten better because it's year 2 in the Luke Getsy system. Bro, you have been warned. NFL, this is your warning. Justin Fields is coming.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
I wish this was an editable episode.
Oh, I'm saving this.
The smoke
I'm saving
coming out of
this.
Viper.
Yeah, like I want to take over here for a sec, but like I just want to shout out Viper, man. Like he's the most energetic person I know. Like I might have to get you to voice over one of my next hype videos because Viper's bringing that energy.
I'm down.
Absolutely.
Just know that the Bears defense is coming with that same energy. But I got a question for all of y'all. We're gonna go around real quick, rapid fire. Like, if obviously there's a whole bunch of factors between coaching, coordinating, offense, defense, run game, pass game, everything. one thing. What is y'all's one thing, starting with Ville, what's one thing the Bears have to do to secure the win on Sunday? If you could choose one most important thing.
I'm going to go with stopping the run. Because you stop the run, then you put it all on Jordan Love. Like y'all said earlier, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That tells you everything that you need. Vanilla, ordinary, average quarterback. Let's see what you can do. Let's see if you can pull the rabbit out the hat like Rodgers or Brett Favre. Because once your running game is done, as well as if, and I don't like wins based off of injuries or who wasn't available, but if Watson and or Dobbs isn't available, then you put in the Justin Fields situation like last year, and he still made a game of it and almost beat y'all.
Worse, because y'all don't have a Darnell Mooney who's at least a veteran.
Exactly. So that's my thing. Stop the run, make him prove himself, make them receivers actually step up and not just go balls or some wide open, well executed play that gets you open for a 60-yard touchdown. Let's see if you can deke and dunk. Let's see if you can pick us apart. Let's see if you can drive your team down the field, because we're going to score. Our run game is dominant. In our pass game, we got DJ Moore, a healthy Chase Claypool, Mooney, and 2 weapons that you want to call them secret. You want to call them young and inexperienced. But if they get their hands in the ball in space, Scott and Velus can take it to the house at any given time. So this is about the most even our offenses have been. And I believe offensively on paper, our offense is much better. I think they got us
100%
at maybe the running backs based off of Aaron Jones, because Dylan ain't nothing special. He's just a big dude that can run straight forward.
So
that's it.
True facts.
I'm going to go the opposite way. Since Bill took what I was going to say about stopping the running game, he took it. I'm going the opposite way. If the Bears keep Justin Fields' jersey clean Sunday, it's over.
Stole mine.
It's over.
Stole mine, Viper.
Over. It will not be close. If they keep that man's jersey clean, it's going to be a rout. They're routing the Packers, period. End of story. That's all I got.
All right, so if we're in agreement, I was going to say, if we're in agreement that the run game, stop the run game first, keep Justin Fields clean second. Viper stole Nick, so now Nick, you got to come up with what's third.
All right. So,
and I'll do fourth.
Okay. So I hope I don't steal yours, Deke. But what's going to be so important for me, and I'm going to pound the table for it, is tight end play. The Bears have to effectively use those tight ends, because that was Luke Getsy's bread and butter for Aaron Rodgers for so long, and he was able to burn so many times. I mean, but when Mercedes Lewis was younger, I mean, dude's been in the league for 20 years now. Some guys were just born when he was starting in the league. If the Bears can get the tight end game going, that opens everything else up, because it opens up your running game. Like Deke said earlier, Cole Kmet, Mercedes Lewis can run block. Then you have Robert Tonyan and Kmet that can go downfield and get it open. You're going to open up the rest of the field, because everyone's going to be breaking down on tight ends. You're going to allow DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, anybody else, and Viper, even Equinemius St. Brown, if they throw him out there, could go downfield and make something happen. I'm just saying is that the tight end game, I feel, when Cole Kmet had those 5 touchdowns in 3 games last year, that was just a hint. That was the Bears testing him to be like, okay, that's why he's making $50 million now. But they were testing him like, hey, this guy can do it. All right, let's go look at other areas of the team. You did your job, Cole. Cole's now going to have a chance to do that for 17 games. Those tight ends establish that. The rest of the offense is also going to flow. But going back to Viper real quick, Bill, I agree with you. But Viper, if Justin Fields can stay protected, finally, people will shut up about his passing, because that dude is going to be the first 4,000-yard passer in Bears history. And I just had to throw it out there, because I was like, the offensive line does great. One, I haven't had that feeling literally ever in my life since 2006. Second, Justin Fields can do what he was meant to do in the NFL, and that's throw the ball, not just run the ball.
Yep.
Nah, no doubt. Y'all are all great points. I kind of have a 2 sectioned answer. My first one is going to be, as far as X's and O's, we have to out-coach them. Yes, it is up to the players, but Luke Getsy has to scheme up. He has to scheme the wide receivers open. He has to put Justin Fields in good situations. Allen Williams has to adjust to what the offense is doing. So overall, both of the coordinators, they need to adjust. They need to outcoach the other time. I mean, we've seen countless examples of where the better team on paper lost because they simply got outcoached. And the other circumstance where a better team can lose to a lesser team is if the other, it comes down to who has the most heart. The Bears have to want it. They have to have heart. From the opening play to the final whistle, the Bears have to feel it in their spirit that this is the game of all games. No other game matters. The past doesn't matter. The future doesn't matter. The rest of the 16 games doesn't matter. In the moment, the only thing that matters is the Bears versus the Packers, and all 53 people who are on that roster need to feel that in their spirit, down in their soul. They need to feel it.
The spirit of Walter Payton is among you.
Let's go, baby.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God. D, can I just run through a wall real quick and come back? Because holy crap, you and Viper, Bill, the whole squad right here. Man,
I'm ready.
I'm
Let's
about
go.
to run through my door.
Let's just super sim. If y'all play Madden, we're about to super sim the rest of these next few days to get to the game.
We gotta invite that time travel machine that should have been invented a long time ago. I need Sunday so bad. People, okay, so everyone in the comments, hang on. But Jeremiah, you just skipped ahead to what I was about to ask these guys. Guys, we're at the hour. This is it. This is the big moment. Score prediction, week 1, Bears versus Packer at Soldier Field. Viper, I'm hitting it to you first.
Ooh, you want a Viper first? Whoo! You know what? I think the Bears put the league on notice week 1. I'm going Chicago 35, Green Bay 3.
Whoo! Okay, I like that one a lot. All right, Ville, what are you thinking?
I'm going 27-14 Bears.
Okay.
I give them some sneaky touchdowns at garbage time joints.
Viper, if it is that score, I will buy you a set of tickets for the rest of the season. If it's 35-3, because that I would die.
You gotta buy him tickets to Taylor Swift next time.
It might be worth more money at that point, to be honest. No. Viper, whatever ticket you want to whatever game or show, we'll pitch in. We'll pitch in. We'll all pitch in and we'll send you, because
appreciate y'all.
I wonder what the odds bet would be for that exact score. Probably like plus 15,000, because then that would pay for all your tickets. So maybe I'll take that line. Maybe I'm going to take that line. What are you feeling crazy right now? What route are you going, man?
So I have to stay true to my word. I've been a jinx in my career as a fan. So I'm taking the Bears with a dub, but I cannot give a score because I am a jinx. So I'm gonna have to deflect it to you, Nick.
Oh man.
Hey,
okay.
That's my superstition this year, is that I'm not gonna put y'all at risk. So my jinx has came true too much last year. So I'm just me personally, though. I like y'all predictions. I definitely like y'all predictions.
I'm just throwing this one out there, is that only if I hit that bet that it's exactly 35-3 is I'm buying Viper tickets. But we're all pitching in. So it's not just me. I do not have money to toss around like that. No way.
Bears key.
He will. If y'all like, subscribe, comment, share to a friend.
Like it up.
Share
it up.
Everybody.
It up.
Also, I know there were some mitigate or extenuating circumstances last year in the opening game, but remember the Bears, year 1 of the Eberflus and Getsy beat the 49ers, who were a playoff team the year before. So if the Bears did that last week 1, with a whole year under Luke Getsy, and they're going in with a better roster, and they're going against a depleted Packers team, yeah, I like our chances.
I mean, Viper, do you remember where the 49ers ended up last year in the playoffs? They went pretty darn far. If I'm remembering correctly, and the Bears beat them.
Yeah,
a quarterback away from the Super
quarterback
Bowl.
away, bro.
Quarterback
away from beating the Bears. I'll tell you that much.
They should have put Brock Purdy in there.
Who remembers when they took Trey Lance over Justin Fields? I just had to put that out there. Just hey, Mitchell. Now they can shut up because they know what Mitchell Trubisky felt like. But I like Mitchell Trubisky. I think he was just put in a bad spot. But
I'll drink to the 49ers for doing that. Thank you for giving us Fields.
Salute.
So Deke, to answer your question, my Bears prediction, I'm gonna get a little crazy like Viper, but not as crazy. I'm going 32-24. I'm feeling a weird score in this game. I feel like it's going to be fun. I feel like Santos is going to be a factor in this one because also that Bears grass, man, like you got to be practicing on it constantly. And they have a rookie kicker. They have a rookie kicker.
One missed Cairo Santos extra point, and the whole city of Chicago is screaming to bring Robbie Gould back home. You better not miss, Cairo. I'm gonna let you finish, Nick.
No, you are very correct. I really think that I'm going to go into the comment section real quick because we got some score predictions up here. I want to throw up for us to see and shout out. But yes, I think that's the one thing about the Bears, man, is that kickers ever since Parkey, we are just screaming for Robbie Gould to be our safety net if anything goes. Which I don't mind that he's available because you never know. But I got faith in Santos. I love our special teams guys. But guys, let's throw up some scores real quick. From Jeremiah, we got 34 Bears, Packers 21. Stay tuned. Ron, we got 29-13 with a safety. Ron, you got a comment if you're talking about the Bears? I mean,
yeah, that looks like the Bears with a safety. That 29.
Yeah, I hope so. I just gotta clarify. Ron likes to bust my chops a lot in the comments, so I just gotta make sure Ron's out there. This one's not even a score, but I love it. This should be a shirt, guys. No love for love. No, sing it, Deke.
Somebody gonna be wearing it on Sunday.
I hope so. Viper, I think you should have it made real quick. I got Bears 24. I think this would be an exciting score. 24-20. That would make sure that it was an intense game. I like this one too. 28-10. Chicago. That'd be a fun game as well. If we score more, as long as we score more than 21 points, that's what I'm really about. In a win, obviously in a win, we got to win.
Jordan, we got a few more shootout. You don't want no smoke.
Yeah. No, they don't want some. All right, 25-20. There's I think that's a safety score in there. Am I wrong, guys? 25. Yeah,
that's a
safety
somewhere. Unless we go for two and don't get it. But yeah,
I mean, we got Yannick, yo. Yannick,
I'd like to see Jordan Love with a Dan Orlovsky running out the back of the end zone. I like that, Torian. I like that. I can see it right there. Then DWC can put a video together with that.
Yo, what's up, Ken? Good to see you up in here, man.
So Ken actually meant 24-20, but I like his 25.
I like the original one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, Ken, we'll keep that one as your score. Ron confirmed Bears get the safety. We like that. And
all right,
let's see.
So I got a question for y'all.
All right, what you got?
I saw a question on Twitter, and I'll ask the panel here, and you guys in the chat let us know what you think as well. But who scored the first touchdown for the Bears in the season of 2023?
Kyler Gordon.
Oh, look at you!
Did you Deke stamped it? So that all right? That's a lock. All right, Bill, what you got?
I'd like to see Roshan tote the ball in goal line.
All right, I'm gonna get crazy. Career blasting gang. He's gonna catch it on an out route.
Hey, it don't gotta be pretty. It don't gotta be sexy. Just get in there.
In the preseason,
he was the first catch of the preseason. I'm just saying the play looked good. Or hear me out. What if they throw Tyson and Fields in and Field catches it?
Tyson, that would be amazing. No. But Tyson can't play unless Fields and Peterman are both
on the emergency side.
Yeah.
Oh, they did make okay. So Peterman to Fields. How about that? Wait,
for everybody? I don't want to see Peterman on the field unless
in a package.
Wait. Time out.
I got it. That Fields can still catch it without a Peterman stink bomb being on the field. Roshan Johnson still scores the touchdown at the goal line by throwing it to Fields because he was a former quarterback.
No, I don't want Fields.
No, it was Dominique Robinson. Wait. Did we make Peter and QB too? Yes, Peterman.
Oh my
We
God.
did, yeah.
Why? Oh man.
As long as Tyson is
Oh,
safe and
boy.
on the Bears, that's all I cared about. Because if we threw him on the
Right.
practice squad, you knew every team was going. Whoever was waiver wire too was picking him up. So
I don't want to
Oh,
have
boy.
to see Bagent till next preseason anyway. I don't want Fields even getting looked at the wrong way this year.
Right.
here comes Ron. You guys are nuts.
Hey.
I think it's me. I led that. That's me. That's on me, Ron. I'm nuts. Everyone
I'm
else,
going
It's
to
a
answer the
happy
question.
just like Vipers 35-3 prediction.
To answer my own question, I'm going DJ Moore. That dude can't be stopped. The monster.
I wouldn't bet against it.
I like it. I like it,
Go up
guys.
that chat with 300 yards again.
Yeah, I saw that. That's the last one I'm going to do for the night. Damn. Of course, the chat starts blowing. You guys are crazy. If you guys keep it going, we'll stay on a little longer. But hang on. I got to find that one. Let's see. It's up here. We got Deeks. Moon. Ron said Mooney. We got Komet. We got a lot of. Where is that tweet? It was
Komet,
from.
making money.
Here we go. Justin need at least 300 yards this game. I don't think he will. I mean, close. But we were saying, earlier I was saying 225, 230 passing game to start the season. But again, that first run, if he takes it 70 yards up the middle,
He's ripping off a 50-yarder. I'm telling y'all, he's ripping off one.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He can definitely do that, especially if the running game and the passing game are in sync. He can easily run off a 50-yard run. They won't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, nice.
Tyler Scott for a punt return touchdown. I
don't know
don't think
about
it'll happen.
I don't know about the first, just because Trent Taylor is the punt returner. But hey, if Tyler Scott get back there and he crib it, there's going to be some difficult conversations with some other people.
Oh yeah.
This is a good one. Now we're just making up some matter.
No, because Justin Fields was returning punts in the little clip of his mic out, so maybe Fields just plays every position,
right,
and scores every way besides throwing the ball just to troll everyone.
Actually, DJ Moore was a fielding punt in practice too.
So if Fields returns a kick, guess what they're gonna start calling him?
Oh, he's a kick returner.
He's a kick returner.
I will start calling him a man of many talents. That's what
Bill Will said, I hope Justin Fields runs for 300 yards just to troll everybody. Like, I don't care if Fields runs for 200 yards and 8 touchdowns. We got to win this game. And Fields said it himself. Whatever I got to do for my team to win is what he's going to do. If he gets
my favorite guy.
Hey. Oh yeah, I like that, Boogie. I will already be, if we get the W, I'm already gonna be blacked off the end dog. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh man, you're already there.
Y'all ain't gonna even understand me on Sunday on Twitter.
Yo, can we just honestly throw Ryan Poles out there to score the first touchdown? Just to say thanks. Like, I don't know. But if we're just getting crazy like that, I'm just saying.
I don't know if we could throw him out there, but
eligible receiver.
When we win, we can give him the game ball. He can have the game ball.
100%.
Or even Chase Claypool is a good bet too. Red zone target.
Did you guys hear about this?
Side of the corner.
David Kaplan.
David Kaplan ain't been relevant since ever. Out of here.
The last time the last time the Lions won 9 games, the next year they won 3. That was 3 years ago or something like that. So I ain't worried about that.
They have Barry Sanders and Megatron and what to show for it? Next.
This throw Virginia out there, Deke. Let's see what she can do too. Why not?
All right. Before we get out of here, I just want to ask y'all. I want to kind of rewind backwards real quick here. As we all know, the Bears passed on Jalen Carter in the draft, and there's been a lot of chatter about whether or not we should have done that. So I'm just curious to get you guys' thoughts on what do you think about the Bears passing on Jalen Carter, especially considering that not only did we pass on him, we acquired a draft pick for it and Darnell Wright.
Bill, lead off.
I'm all good with Jervon Dexter. I ain't got no time for no issues, no problems, no media storms, no suspensions that might possibly come up. I was cool with passing on him. I was absolutely ecstatic about getting Darnell Wright, one of the top. I believe he was the top. Me personally was the top right tackle in the draft. So I wanted my boy protected, just like we all keep saying that to keep him clean to keep him upright, to get him some real true bodyguards. And then especially after he said the first late hit on Justin Fields was what? Meet me in the parking lot. So Darnell Wright got me with that. Carter can't give me that. Carter might be able to collapse a pocket, but we've seen enough collapsing pockets over the history of the Bears. We ain't seen a quarterback that can dominate an offense, and we ain't seen an offensive line in a while that can keep them up or keep Justin Fields up and clean. So I'm good on passing them, and we got the 4th round pick. That's easy money.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in here as well. Like, first of all, the story with Jalen Carter, his own coaches didn't even go to bat for him. When NFL teams were asking about Jalen Carter, the answer they got from the coaches is,
That's pretty telling.
First of all, he wasn't even on the Bears draft board. The Bears took him off the draft board. He was not an option. He was never going to be a Chicago Bear. The Bears have been scouting Darnell Wright since November/December of 2022. And I agree with you, Ville. When I was doing my scouting reports, I'm not a professional scout or anything, so I'm not trying to say it in an arrogant light, but just me personally doing my research. I started with Paris Johnson. Then I went to Anton I forget his name, but the Jacksonville Jaguars drafted him, and Peter Skoronski. And I'm looking at all these guys, and I'm like, okay, like the Bears got options. I move on to Darnell Wright because at the time he was projected to go in the 20s, right? I watch his tape, and I'm like, yo, he's better than all the linemen I watch. Like with my own 2 eyes, I'm like, what I'm seeing from Darnell Wright is better than every other lineman in this draft class. And then lo and behold, that was the Bears' #1 target in the draft. So I think Darnell Wright is going to be an all-pro right tackle one day. And you already said it, Viper, yourself. You want Justin Fields to stay clean. You need guys to keep him clean. You need how did the Eagles build that line? They drafted linemen year after year after year after year after year. That is a decade worth from Travis Kelce getting drafted over a decade ago, a decade's worth of drafting linemen until they have the perfect offensive line in the NFL. And Darnell Wright was this. Well, Braxton Jones was the first step. I mean, home run pick in the 5th. But Darnell Wright was the biggest, the biggest capital that the Bears put into the offensive line. So Jalen Carter, I'm happy for the Eagles for getting him, but he ain't got nothing to do with the Bears.
I'm going to make mine short and sweet. Good riddance. Didn't want him. Never want him. Guy can't run. Guy can't do anything. Give me Darnell Wright, a guy that can actually protect Fields and help this franchise for the future, because defensive line is going to shock the world this year. I'm telling you that. You can get a defensive lineman anywhere. Jalen Carter, nothing but problems off field. Like he was saying, his coaches wouldn't vouch for him. It was all Twitter hype. Have fun on the Eagles. We don't need him. Just make my answer sweet.
And if you're paying attention to any of the other tackles that were drafted this year in the 1st round, you haven't heard any noise. Matter of fact, the next one after Darnell Wright that everybody was hooting and hollering for, and Broderick Jones from Georgia.
Oh,
that man is number 2 behind Moore. Number 2. He is not the starter.
He's not
going
starting
into week 1.
Nope.
Right. And he was picked a few picks back. Everybody was like, oh, let's move back. Let's move back and get Van Ness. Let's move back and get this person and draft Broderick. He ain't even starting. And they use the excuse, well, I guess we've got a capable person in front of him so we can give him a year. We didn't need to give Braxton Jones a year, and he was a 5th round pick. We didn't need Darnell Wright, and he was hurt some of the offseason, and he came right in, and he's going to be starting. So we need people right now that's going to go out there and be bodyguards and punch guys in the mouth. We don't need nobody that's going to need to wait a season.
Wait till
you're a 1st round pick.
Wait till we get Tevin back.
Right.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, guys, we got our score predictions in. We all saying Bears are going 1-0 after Green Bay. That's the obvious. But there's a ton to be excited about on Sunday, and we're going to see it all ourselves. 3:25 p.m. Central Time. Guys, any last comments about this game that you got to get off your chest before Sunday?
I said it already, but I'm gonna say it again for anybody who might catch this live stream or catch the replay. That Justin Fields is coming. Justin Fields is coming for everybody. You've been warned.
Hey, I like Viper's statement. You've been warned. I made a YouTube video the other day. It's inevitable, man. It's inevitable.
I tell people to keep calm and bear down. All I see is nervous Nellies and all this. What will happen if? What happens if? And oh wait, oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm anxious for the game. Enjoy the game. Breathe. Keep calm and enjoy Justin Fields' takeover.
Yeah.
The chat. Tyreek Stevenson. He's gonna be a good one, man. He reminds me a lot of Peanut Tillman. Be on the lookout for that, man.
Yeah, I like Tyreek too.
So I'm gonna put this out there. So I actually had the chance last night to get dinner with a current Bears player. Got to ask him the ins and outs. My good friend Josh Blackwell, he might be listening. I sent him the link for tonight. And he said, "This team's gonna be special, man. You have no idea." And he didn't even tell me until about what Brisker did yesterday with the players only meeting. The Bears are coming for the NFL. They're not just coming for the Packers. They're coming for the NFL. And it just happens to be Green Bay is the first victim. And it's going to be.
Let me just jump in one last time before we wind down. It is not normal to go on a month stretch of scoring 30 plus points on playoff teams with practice squad wide receivers and JV offensive linemen. That is not normal. Justin Fields had games where he struggled, but he flashed with nothing.
Dollar Tree
has talent.
Dollar Tree talent around him.
Like Viper said, I love it. I love what Viper said. You've been warned.
Justin Fields was running around with Dollar Tree cashiers last year.
Literally.
I'm giving them way too much credit by saying they was NFL worthy. Look at, I think I seen somebody's tweet. I forgot who tweeted out, but they tweeted out all the unemployed starters we had from last year.
Yep, I got it right here for you.
Geek Squad,
I got it right here for you.
It must have been you, Jake. I mean, Nick, it must have been you.
Shout out to my man, Max. Here we go. So last night, Max tweeted out exactly where they are today. And this is how good Ryan Poles is. Linebacker Nick Moreau, 17 starts, 120 plus tackles, Eagles practice squad. Offensive lineman Sam Mustapher, shockingly still in the NFL, Ravens practice squad. Defensive lineman Al-Qaeda Muhammad, 16 games, 9 starts, Colts practice squad. He was a starter for the Colts 2 years ago. Linebacker Joe Thomas, free agent. Michael Schofield, free agent. Robert Quinn, free agent. DeAndre Houston Carson, free agent. Mike Pennell, free agent. Riley Reif, Patriots second string / IR. Armand Watts, third string. Travis Gibson, second string. Angelo Blackson, second string. Matthew Adams, second string. Right? I didn't know Pringle got picked up. Commanders, second string.
Wait. Did you just say Robert Quinn is a free
Still
agent?
A free agent.
Damn.
I mean, after everything that's gone on the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
He trying to update his resume right now. That's all he's doing right now.
Wow.
He on LinkedIn looking for jobs just like the rest of us.
And one more thing for the fans at home is that the Bears lost 7 games by a touchdown or less last year.
I thought it was 8.
Yeah, I think
it was
8.
It was 8. I'm sorry, Deke, you're right. 8 games. You win half of those, the Bears would have been a 7-win team on the up, considered on the up. The NFL's been warned. I think Viper. I'm saving these sound clips. I want to make it my ringtone. People text me. You've been warned.
Right.
Do it.
I might have to. But guys, the chat was bumping tonight. This was a ton of fun. We gotta start making it a more regular thing.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
Ton of fun. Is this channel going live when the season starts? Ron, you're goddamn right it is, because we're going to have the guys back on. We're going to be talking Bears. We're going to be doing a lot of live streams after the games, too, with some of these guys. Might be doing one on Sunday. Stay tuned. We haven't even discussed that yet. We'll probably talk about that once the stream's over. But, guys, thank you for tonight. It was great. And guys, everyone quickly go around the table to talk about where everyone can find you guys. I'll start with you, Viper.
Viper, go ahead.
What up, people? Listen, man, all you gotta do is type in the Google search bar, The Man About Tech, and you'll find me somewhere. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, I'm on all the things. Just type in The Man About Tech, and you will find your boy Viper. Appreciate y'all being here tonight.
Bill, where can they find you?
Right there. Just type in 3 Point Stands Pod on Twitter, Spotify, YouTube. I'm on TikTok. Just type in Ville -3 Point Stands Pod. You will see all of that. I throw in Bears highlights, videos, breaking news for any sports, baseball, basketball, football, but a whole lot of bear down going on up in there. And you can catch that Velus Jones What's With All the Hype video for all y'all haters that thought he was going to get cut, because that was booming. That was a 4,700 view video right off the crack. 1 weekend. That's because people have faith in Velus. Boom.
Yes, sir. So, hey, I'm on YouTube at Next Wave Bears. Stay tuned because I'm dropping a hype video on Saturday. I mean, I started my YouTube career with these highlight videos. I'm cracking the knuckles off, shaking off the dust. Gonna bring you guys another hype video on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. I'm putting my all into that. Next Wave Bears. I'm bringing so many updates on that channel. On Twitter, in the Twitterverse, at DeeksViewOG. I'm kind of winding down from my analyst off-season vibes, and I'm cranking up the fan vibes because, hey, I can do all that fun, fancy talk about numbers and analytics, but once the season starts, it's just in my blood. It's just bear down. I don't care about nothing but winning games. So DeeksViewOG, you can interact with me there on Twitter. I try to reach back out to everybody who reaches out to me. Can get a little difficult sometimes when my mentions get blown up. So if I don't get back to you, then I probably just didn't see it. So that's where y'all can find me.
And obviously you guys know where to find me. You're right here where it all started. So, and shout out to everybody. I've been working with these guys for a while now. We finally got it to happen. We'll do it again. But fellas, thanks for tonight. And thank you everyone for tuning in. But with that, thank you very much for joining this live stream of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, joined alongside Viper, Bill, and Deke. And we will see you guys next time.
Bear down.
Packers are done.